Okay. Good morning and welcome to the show. This beautiful Tuesday morning. The time is 15 minutes past 10 a.m. This is Landhouse and Radio show on Lagoon Radio, your number one online gospel radio, where we talk about everything real estate, everything related to real estate. We talk about market trends in real estate analysis. We talk to stakeholders. So yes, we are welcome to today's show. And yes, my name is Ariola Olumakaiye, and then I'm your host. So today we're going to be talking about real estate. I know, like, real estate is that part like of investment where you cannot miss it, where you should actually invest. Like, there's several times that you hear from different people where they say a lot of millionaires, billionaires started in real estate or did real estate to grow their wealth. So real estate is that business that you actually want to get involved in. Okay, so real estate investing is one of the major ways that you can create steady income streams. While investing in real estate in Nigeria offers countless opportunities to gain a financial cushion and build wealth, there are many loopholes that can limit what you can make. To avoid committing costly mistakes, it is crucial to do research and learn about the legal aspects of every real estate investment before you delve in. Okay, so you can always follow us on our social media platform. On Facebook, it is Lagoon Radio Nigeria. On Instagram and on Twitter, it is Lagoonradio.Ng. And then you can download the app on Google Play Store and also on the Apple Store. And then you can watch us live on YouTube. That is LagoonTV. So let us go straight into real estate investment in Nigeria, and we'll look at different options also, and we'll look at reasons why you should invest in land banking. So a real estate investment is a financial strategy that involves the management, ownership, purchase, and or rental of sale of a property for profit. Let me just go again. It is the investment. It is a financial strategy that involves the management, ownership, purchase, rental, and or sale of a property for profit. That's to say that you're using your money to make money. Your money is making the money for you while you chill. So it's important that before you go into any real estate, you look at the legal aspect. I'm going to be saying that most importantly because there's been different cases where people tell me they bought a property, one thing happened, or the property doesn't have a good title. There are people that actually get involved in that, and we call them your legal consultants, your lawyers in layman's terms. So you should always get them involved before you purchase a property. That is very, very important. To me, that's the first step. If you're getting a land, you get them involved before you go and meet your surveyors, and you take it up from there. Okay, so just like what you would see with a real estate company in Nigeria, though there are several ways to invest in real estate, they all rely on similar economic factors to earn profit. The first factor is that property must increase in value. Furthermore, the cost involved in owning and maintaining the property must not exceed its increased value. So let's take it. Let me break that down. The first factor when you want to purchase a property is that it must always increase in value. I mean, there's nothing as good as when you buy a property at 50 million naira, and in the next 2 years, that property is going for 70 million naira in that location. So it must increase in value. And also, if it is a land that you buy, if you bought it at 50 million naira, and then in next 2 years, 3 years, it happens because I've seen properties that increase over months. I've had several cases like that where people get their ROI in months. So it must increase in value. And then if it is a landed property, that is a residential property, the cost of maintaining it, that's by the time you look at land, by the time you're maintaining the exterior, the interior, it should not exceed the increased value. So it's something that you should always look at. The profit should be the end game of it. There are different types of investment property, and a good investor should choose their investment strategy based upon their need. That is, what's your need? Is it a short-term or a long-term need for profit? Fast turning investing refers to the process of buying a property and selling it quickly, often referred to as flipping. I know we've made reference to flipping before, where we say you buy a property, you probably rehabilitate it, that's renovate it, and then you sell it off. So probably you're buying it at 30 million naira and you're selling it off at 50 million naira. There's a 20 million naira gain, and then whatever you've used to make that process go should not be more than the profit you're making on it. So that is what that was about. Yeah. So first, okay, I've said that, and then okay, investing for the long term means buying a property for rent or lease over a long period of time, gaining both the rent and the growing value of the property. We've also mentioned that before, like when you're buying a property, probably you're renting it out or you're leasing it out for 5 years, 4 years. That's a long term process. So whatever period that is, probably you leased it out to a company or you rented it out to a family or something. By the time you're going to be selling that property, it should still maintain that value, the value of what it started with. I mean, what it is now. Okay, so peradventure, let's look at Ikate. You bought a property at Ikate for 30 million naira. Of course, you won't see any property at Ikate for 30 million naira. But you bought a property at Ikate for 30 million naira, and then you rent it out for 4-5 years. Then these 4-5 years, that property at Ikate is going for 70 million naira, 50 million naira. You've made money from the rent, you've made money from the lease for that period. And also by the time you're selling it off, you're actually making more money. So let us say 20 million naira from the profit of the sale. And then for the lease, probably you are leasing it out for 5 million naira, 5 million times 4. That's another 20 million naira. So you've gained on both ends. So that is what it is about. On the long term, you can always sell off the property. Okay. So how do you invest in real estate? The real estate sector is currently booming in Nigeria, and that's I don't say that's on caps. Like that's the truth. It is actually booming in Nigeria now, and then people are actually making millions in it, irrespective of the economic downtown. So it can be seen as a real money spinner, which I think people have actually realized now. Even people that want to buy something of a property of 750,000 naira, they've realized that yes, this is actually worth it, because within months I've seen properties at like I would say it. I've seen there was a day last year when Mr. Ibukun Osunriya, they came here. I think he's the MD of what's this, Stone Trust. Yes. So there was a time he came here, and then within 2 months they had a price increase, and then the same property that was going for 1.8 right now, I think it's 3 million naira. So imagine within a year, the people that bought it at that time, how much they must have made from their ROI. So let us look at the main methods of investing in real estate in Nigeria. So number one, the gift of rental properties. Investing in rental property is an age-old practice. Just like the way we have in land ownership also. Your purchase is a property and then you rent it out to tenants. So as a landlord, you are responsible for paying the cost of maintaining the property. So rental properties can be a lucrative business for those with do-it-yourself skill and renovating skills, and who are patient enough to manage tenants. I mean, it's not everyone that can manage a tenant. So if you're patient enough to manage a tenant, yes, that is why you should do it yourself. Although this strategy does not require significant capital, it does not require substantial funds to cover the maintenance costs and to cover the vacant months. So let's look at the next one, the real estate investment trust. I would say it's one of those ones that are not so popular yet in Nigeria. People are not really aware of it, but then it is there. Many Nigerians are not familiar with the real estate investment trust, because real estate investment trust, or the REITs like we call it, are collective investment schemes regulated by the Security and Exchange Commission. These schemes pool investment capitals from investors to acquire income-producing real estate or mortgage loans, or a combination of both. So we will be going on a quick break, and then when we're right back, we'll be talking about real estate investment trusts.
Hey, you guys, relax, okay? You ready?
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy
Come here.
day.
Come here and stand over here.
When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. Washed my sins away.
Y'all gonna have to do better than this.
Oh,
right, you guys, take your cue from me.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus won. When Jesus won. When Jesus won. When Jesus won. When my Jesus won. When Jesus won. Wash my sins away. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Let's party.
He taught me how to wash, to fight and pray, fight and pray. And he taught me how to live victorious. Yes, he did. Every day. Oh yeah, every day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Yeah. Happy day. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed my sins away. Oh, happy day. I'm talking about happy days. Oh yeah, sing it, yeah. Oh, happy day.
Okay, welcome back to the show, and then yes, it's gonna be a happy day for all of us. So this is still Land House and Radio Show where we talk about real estate, everything real estate, and then yes, as I was saying, the Real Estate Investment Trust, it's one that people are not so familiar with, but at the same time, it is here in Nigeria. But then it's just for us to be aware of it, and then you know look for options that we can always click to. So there's always this real estate investment groups, and that is ideal for people who want to own rental property without the hassle of managing them. Or an investment in real estate investment group actually requires a capital cushion and then access to financing. So in a real estate investment trust, a single investor can own one or several units of self-contained living space, and the investment group manages all of the units for the investor, such as maintaining them, advertising vacancies, interviewing potential tenants, and then in exchange for conducting this management task, the company takes a percentage of the monthly rent. I mean, if this is for those people that do not want to go through all the stress of marketing their rental properties, just look for a company that can manage it for you, or you contact a realtor to do that for you. The pros is that renting is off your hand, and then the property provides income for you and the appreciation also, so you don't have to go through the whole stress. So real estate investment offers an alternative to equities and fixed income securities. So real estate investment trust also offers liquidity, as they provide relatively liquid assets for sale compared to direct real estate investment that can be sold quite quickly to raise funds or take advantage of different investment opportunities. Okay, so let us go to another one. Okay, just let me just say, like the dividend paying stocks, real estate investment trust are solid investment for stock market investors who want regular income. Additionally, real estate investment trusts allow investors to invest in non-residential properties such as malls and office buildings, and are highly liquid. In other words, you don't require a realtor to help you cash out on your investment. Okay, so the third method of investing in real estate is the land or house flipping. So real estate investment is a process of purchasing and reselling for a profit quickly. It is one of the smartest investments one can make, and it requires little to no effort on the part of the owner in terms of money, as well as knowledge of land ownership and the buying, the selling process. You are good to go. However, you would need a substantial amount of money if you want to make hundreds of millionaire. Of course, that's like letting your money work for you, like I said earlier. But you can start small by buying just one plot, and then you grow to tens of plots and acres and keep selling them all year round. So let's say you buy a plot at 750 at let me say Ekpe. Let me break it down. So let me just give Ekpe. In Mota Ekpe, you buy another plot in Simi Lagos, one plot. You know, you're buying plots like that in different places, and then at the end of the day, you just find out that you're actually buying more than what you have received. And by the time you're selling it, by the end of the year, you'll have sold about 20 plots of land, but you actually bought them at a very, very good price, probably 750, and you're selling them at 3 million naira. So please, I don't understand. Explain how that is not a good ROI and how that is not going to help you. And I mean, you even be encouraged. I mean, your ego will be boosted that okay, I can do this. So the process of flipping houses requires extensive real estate experience, marketing and renovation. So like, and that's why I tell people that real estate flipping, house flipping is not something that is so common for now in Nigeria. We've had when people would buy the house, maybe all these distressed houses, and then renovate it for their own personal stuff. But people don't really. It's very, 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 very few people that actually go into that business. So let me just give you this tip as per my audience. If you actually want to go into it, you can actually go and look for distressed houses. I know some that people are selling at the point, so you can always call us. Just buy them, and then you can always flip them later. Just sell them off at a very good price. Please don't tell anybody you heard this. Okay, so the pros of house flipping is it ties up your capital for a shorter time period, and then it can actually offer you quick returns, because if you bought it at 30 million naira at Chevron and then you're selling at 45 million naira, whereas others are selling theirs at 60 million naira, you've gotten that return faster than what you envisage. So it actually requires a deeper market knowledge for you to understand the location and what you're buying and how the market is at that period. So hot market cooling unexpectedly. So flippers who are unable to unload a property quickly may find themselves in trouble because they rarely keep enough uncommitted cash to pay, and then it's somehow when you actually planned it, and then it's something else you are getting at the end of the day. So let us look at property development. Yes, this is where a lot of people in Nigeria are actually going into now. When you develop a property and then you're wondering, what's happening? When did this construction come here? This is property development, and we're going to be talking about. And it is a very capital intensive part of real estate. So property development is very capital intensive, and in this case, properties are acquired in nice spots, developed or redeveloped into luxury apartments, commercial structures, and then sold at a very, really high profit margin. For example, let me give you an example. If you spend 200 million, let me say 200 million naira developing a house in an amazing location, expect to sell it for at least 400 million naira. That's how it works. So you're buying it at 200 million naira. I just expect it because you are into property development. You're going to sell it higher than that. A good location is critical when considering property development. So investing in real estate is only the tip of the iceberg. There are countless variations of real estate investments within these examples. As with any other investment, there is much potential in the real estate sector. However, you should make careful decisions. Do your homework, research, weigh out all the costs, the benefits before taking your actions. So things to consider before investing in real estate in Nigeria. In 2011, only 37 of Nigerians owned a home. Information is key. I mean, when you're trying to bridge this gap for potential investors and the general public. In addition, by simplifying the process, the barriers to investing in this sector can be broken down. So let me just tell you that if you're looking to invest in real estate, don't touch that dialogue. Do not go anywhere. Just hold on, sit back, take a pen if possible, and get ready as we talk about the steps to take into consideration. Let's go on break. Solomon.
Oh, how beautiful it is to see you moving. Oh, how beautiful it is to see you move. You've poured out your spirit on every heart. You've sent forth your word, and it's come to pass. What our fathers and mothers could only foretaste is now in our lifetime. The order of day, eyes are unveiling, hearts are aligning, dead bones are rising, His spirit is moving, eyes are unveiling, hearts are aligning, dead dreams are rising, His spirit is moving, He's breaking addictions and breaking religions. His spirit is moving, His spirit is freedom. Eyes are aligning, dead bones are rising, His spirit is moving, His spirit is freedom. He's breaking tradition and breaking religion. His spirit is freedom. His spirit is moving. Oh, eyes are aligning, hearts are aligning, dead bones are rising. His spirit is moving. Eyes are unveiling, hearts are aligning, dead bones are rising. Spirit is moving. He's breaking traditions and breaking religion. His spirit is freedom. His spirit is moving. Yes and amen. Yes and amen. Yes and amen. 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 Yes and amen. His spirit is freedom. His spirit is freedom. His spirit is freedom. His spirit is freedom. Yes and amen. Amen. Yes and amen. Yes and amen. Oh, He said it, He has done it. He's breaking addictions and breaking religion. Yes. His spirit is freedom. His spirit is moving.
Okay, so welcome back, and then, like I said, do not move it down. Okay, so if you're looking to invest in real estate, you should take some steps into consideration. The first one is do your research. Do your research. Like every single time, I think every time we're talking about STM real estate investment, I always say it like, do your research. I don't want to be hearing all this. They told me. I thought the thing is, I used to feel somehow like, why didn't you do your research? I mean, there's no one that is above mistake. There's no one that can't that can't fall for scam, but at the same time, you've played your part, you've done your best. So do your research. If you're interested in the property market, there are various platforms to find information you need. Some of these platforms include the mass media, online and around you. Speaking to locals, you could always you could always go to Lagos State Real Estate agencies, or you go to federal government real estate agency. We have the Federal Housing Authority, or Federal Housing, no, what do they call it? Federal Housing, oh, that one, the one that is owned by the federal government. Federal
Housing complex.
Solomon, the complex farm. So anyway, so just make sure you do your research, or whatever state you are in, make sure you do your research. So the second one is decide on the specific property market you actually want to go to. I mean, you're breaking into a big industry, so you don't want to just do everything. Before they say, you are here, you are there, you are there, you are here. So actually decide on which one you want to. When you've actually broken that space, you will be able to expand to others. So decide on the sector that will benefit you most first, based on your goals. Like, you have to have a goal first. You have a short-term goal or a long-term goal. So you have to have all that. And then it could be the office, it could be an industrial property, it could be a retail center or residential unit, for instance. If you are seeking a faster return, isn't that tip? Today I came with tip. So if you are seeking a faster return, investing in residential real estate may not be your best. Actually, that's true, because the residential sector, by the time your tenant goes, and then there might be a gap between, except if the location is perfect or wonderful for you. But when it comes to all those things, I don't think so. I would not advise you to. That may not be your best option. So the third one that we're going to be looking at is identify booming real estate markets. Though they may not be booming now, but then you should identify them. Infrastructural development and ease of access into central business district may change very soon. When a highway is built, it eases traffic, and then the working class tends to move to that direction, making it a good reason to construct high rises to rent out, or the normal duplexes we have, normal set of flats. So there's this quote we have in real estate: go to where people have not gotten to. So you buy a property there. Like, I know people that have bought in Awoyaya in a very long time. Now people are coming to them to come and buy off their property. So it's just the same way with Ibejuleki. Where we have Ibejuleki, where Dangote refinery is, where Amen Estate. I know a lot of people are familiar with Amen Estate because of Funke Akindele. So now imagine how far that place is. That place is as far as going to Ekpe. But people are going to go and buy there because of the Dangote refinery, because of the developments that are coming there. People do not mind anymore. So those are the things you should actually look for. And that tip, you should actually go and buy there. So you should go and buy there. You should actually go and buy there. I mean, now if you can afford it, yes, you could get some properties for 6 million, 10 million there. You should go and buy there, because over time, it's not going to be what we're going to talking about now. So that's that. So another tip is that you should decide where and how you will raise fund. I mean, that's on you, actually, depending on where you are in life, and the source of financing you may vary. It could be from friends, it could be from your family, it could be just anything. Alternatively, you could have the money yourself. So when you approach the bank or institution, make sure you know what you are doing. I mean, that's when you want to take a loan. Your plan has to be visible enough, because a lot of them would reject your offer when you're just telling them, oh, I just want to buy the land, I'm going to build 50 blocks of flat. Where are you building the 50 blocks of flat? The location is one place that is very, very important. So before anyone gives you loan, they would actually ask you, what are you looking at? What do you plan to do? And then if it's something that the bank see as a very good option for them, they're going to give you. Trust me, they will give you. Then another thing is get the details right. This one is very important. Get the details of that property right, very well. Because I remember there was a case I had recently. I mean, yeah, there's this case here. So the people heard that they were selling land, but they did not know about the sand filling of that property. So that little miscommunication affected a lot of things for them, because they could not go ahead with the property development. So you should actually get the details right. Ask the right questions. Okay, what's the name of the company selling this? Well, what's your name? What's your MD? You go and do your investigation. Okay, this land, what kind of soil is it? What do I need? So you're not just not when you want to start constructing, they're telling you, oh, you have to do you have to use this, so you have to do this foundation, you have to do that. You are aware of everything. So be careful not to enter into a business deal with unreliable people. Consult an expert, a lawyer also, and make sure everything is sorted out correctly from the government requirement to the owners concerned. So just make sure that everything is going smoothly. It might not go smoothly, it might take time, but please do not rush the process. Please do not rush the process. And that thing is know the law. Know the law. Owning a property is one of the rights of a Nigerian. However, in 1978 Land Use Act gives state governments control over land within their borders. A lot of people must have followed the case in what's the name of this place? Magodo. Magodo, where they had this land case. So Lagos State has right over some lands also in Ibejuleki. So you should always make sure that you know the laws, you know the boundaries, you know the title, you know everything that has to do with it. Then make it available. Make sure that it's made available for you. In order for you to use land, i.e., sell it or develop it, make sure you have all your documents properly. This one is very important. I can't even say which is more important than anyone now, but I'm just going to be saying it. And then when I give you the tip, just put it in your hand. Look to the future, although they may not be basic infrastructures where like I mentioned it now, like some minutes ago that we have that quote where we say go to where people have not gotten to. By the time they get there, by the time they're meeting you as one of the chief owners of the land, by the time they are coming there, you will have actually made your own money. So, for instance, you bought something at 500,000. By the time people are coming there, they want to buy it at people are selling it to them at 20 million. You've made your money. Although this is them, they might not be basic things to fancy. You can just buy it and just keep it. Several years down the road, you will sell it for millions over and above what you purchased it for. Make sure you do not get loose of the big picture. Okay, so let me just mention some reasons why you should invest in land banking. Number one, appreciation of the land value. Land banking is a good investment strategy to the extent that the value keeps increasing, and this is globally true. So the cost of acquiring a land has been observed always goes up and hardly ever comes down, except when we're doing a promo or a discount. So it hardly comes down. Land is one of those assets that have the potential to appreciate over a more extended period. So investing in land that has high development potential at the current or lower market value ensures maximum returns to the investor. Okay, so the second reason why you should invest in land is value addition. You can decide to make improvements on the land, which will make it more valuable. Value addition to the site is possible by obtaining property development approval and then over time proceeding with property development. That's like building a commercial or residential purpose. So value addition makes the land more attractive for developers who may be willing to pay a premium for it, especially when you've bought it at a very good location or a very good site, Alternatively, the land banker may opt for financing and continue with property development. Okay, so the third reason why you should invest in land banking is that it could be used actually has minimal startup capital. So that's what we call untapped vacant land. Is generally the cheapest type of real estate to be found. It's not until expansion and development occur the land begins to increase in value. Okay, so another reason is land is cheaper to own as a long-term investment. The land is relatively abundant and thus cheap in some developing parts of the country like Ibejuleki, Akute, there's a place we call Mape in Abuja, and etc, etc. As an investor, buying this vacant land offers you a more accessible and more affordable way into the real estate market, which I always say should be the first actually. That's to me personally. When you buy a piece of land for the right price, land banking can be the type of investment you use to keep your money stored on somewhere for a while. Okay, undeveloped land is a hands-off investment. So let me just say that the land is easier to manage than than built-up properties that require being kept in reasonable condition. You don't pay for any utility. You do not pay. You don't have tenant problem. You're not dealing with leaking roof or bus pipe or 100 of issues with only. So vacant lands don't involve any of those things. And then once you buy it, it sits there. Nothing happens to it. But please, in Lagos, go and do your fence and your gating. In fact, be going there maybe every week or every two weeks. Just make sure that your land has the right property and you have yourself covered. So land can generate income while waiting for future economic development. A great example is leasing it out. So land is in a rural farming area can give the land investor an exciting income stream when the investor charges land rent for the farmland, which can be used for agricultural purpose by the renter. Or you may also be able to harvest the trees, which logging on your vacant land with woodland. So you see, vacant lands actually have a good portion. So you know, those people that will tell me, Ekpa is fine. Ekpa is not fine anymore. I'm very happy that Ogun State has done a part of the construction on the road. And also, by the time we were done with Lagos, the Lekki Ekpa Expressway, wow. I'm only happy for those that have invested right now. So, Ekpa is not far. You can also have mineral rights. You don't know what is in the soil. Like, you know, whatever land, whatever property under and on top of that land is yours. So, if you have, if there is gold, I pay this gold in your land. Once there is gold, it belongs to you. It does not belong to government. So, yes, it is a wrap for today. And yes, my name is Olumakaiye, and then I'm your host on Land House and Radio Show, where we talk about everything real estate, everything related to real estate market trend analysis. You can always follow us on our social media platform, Lagos House Hunter, and then you could always send a message to us. So now there's this people have been asking for cases where they can come in and talk about their landlord issues or real estate experiences when you got into real estate. So yes, I'm going to throw it open to you. If you are interested in talking to us about your real estate experience, your first time in real estate, whatever it was that you experienced, whether you had it good, whether you had it bad, you can always send a message and reason why we should call you to the show. And yeah, that's a new development. We have so many developments coming. We would also invite a lot of our audiences to speak to stakeholders, to speak to, we're always going to have different things coming within the period of the year, especially the first quarter. So always stay tuned, listening to Land House and Radio Show, and always follow us on our social media. That is on Facebook. It is Lagoonradio.Ng. Yes. Lagoon Radio. What is it?
Lagoon Radio Nigeria.
Oh, so I said NG, you say yes. On Facebook, it is Lagoon Radio Nigeria. On Instagram and on Twitter, it is Lagoon Radio NG. And also you can always watch us live on YouTube, www.LagoonTV. And you can download the app on Google Play Store and also on Apple Store. So for your real estate options and for anything related to real estate, just go to Lagos House Hunter on Facebook and also on Instagram. We would be happy to listen to you and also attend to every of your needs, every property need you need, everything you need. Real estate, you go there. For every other content, health, legal, ICT, always follow us on our social media platform. Always tune in. We also have the afternoon drive where you can always listen to different content. What do we call that? So number one online radio gospel. What do you say? Heterogeneous. Solomon says heterogeneous. So, okay, Solomon is my producer for today. Solomon, say hello to my audience.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. So, it's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for listening. Till next week, have a beautiful day. Bye.